Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Chickson's Garage. I'm Chris, and we're back in my garage as usual. Today we're going to be working on the Subaru engine rebuild series. I'm working on finalizing, getting the cylinder heads ready to go take to the machine shop. And to do that, I'm going to pull the camshafts from them. I have them over here. Give you a little... So we got both of them right here. So we're gonna follow the Subaru, maintenance handbooks and remove the camshafts from them, and then kind of take a look. We'll do some more visual inspections of the valves. I'm a little nervous about how they are after looking at one of them. Looks like there might be a little bit of a gap, but we'll get to that in a little bit. And then once I finish up doing that, I'm gonna go back over to the engine block and start scraping off leftover gasket, and getting everything cleaned and prepped, so when I get the cylinder heads back, I'll be able to put in the fresh gasket and just build up the engine and get this thing back and running. So please drop some comments if you guys are enjoying the series. Let me know if you've done this yourself, or any tips, because this is my first time doing this serious work on an engine before, so I'm a little nervous, but yeah, please like, subscribe. Stay tuned, because we're going to get this car back on the road, and it's going to get back to the racetrack in July. So that's the goal, at least. All right, so first thing we're going to do is remove the valve rockers from both sides. And I have my handy dandy manual with me on my phone. I'm going to post that in the description so you guys can download it. And if you have a Subaru Impreza like mine, you should be able to follow along and do what I did. So we're going to start off with that. There's 8 bolts up here on top that we're gonna have to loosen, and there's a pattern to do that, so we're gonna follow what it says, and I'll kind of show you guys as I'm doing it. Alright, so first thing I'm gonna do is I oriented my cylinder head in the same way as the picture on the manual. There's 8 bolts on top that we're gonna remove, and they go in a pattern as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So it's 2 different X shapes, and you're going to loosen them in that specific order. It's very important. That's what Subaru has prescribed in the manual. So get yourself your 12mm socket and your wrench, and we'll start loosening. Okay, time to pull the rocker arm assembly out. Okay, next up we're going to remove this top half right here of the cylinder head so that we can remove the camshaft. So to start with, there's 2 bolts on the way I have this oriented on the left side, and they're also 12mm bolts, so I'm going to remove those 2 first, and then we'll keep going. So sorry, actually they're not 12, they're 10mm. So we'll remove the 2 10mm bolts first on the left side. They come with a washer also, so hold on to that, but I believe we're going to have to replace those when we reinstall this. Alright, so had a trip to AutoZone, and now I have the right bit to get these next 8 bolts off, so we're going to continue in another like X-shaping pattern to remove a couple of the bolts that are holding this top half down to the bottom and locking the camshaft in place. So time to start removing those. And we'll start in the middle left spot. And so this is a hex bit, I think, and then there's 4 T40 bits, but those are later, that we'll get to that. Okay, so I forgot to take off these pulleys right here, so I have 17 millimeter. Need something to hold it in place. Hey everyone, so as y'all could see on the video, I was definitely struggling and I have some problems. I ended up doing more damage than actually removing stuff, so let me just kind of give y'all a quick look at all my mistakes that I made. So right here we have the cam sprocket, and if you can see, there's a big old chunk missing right here, and that's because I didn't have the right tools to remove this, and I thought, hey, I'll just use this pry bar right here, hold it in place, and then I can use my 1/2-inch drive ratchet to break this loose. But instead, I just broke the cam sprocket, which ironically gave me enough access to start removing this cap head screw here, and attempted to remove this cap head screw here. However, I ended up stripping this, so I'm ordering specialty sockets to pull this guy out. So that guy's stuck now. And then I had this Torx bit, or I guess it was a E-Torx, because it had a hollow center, and I sheared this guy in half trying to break this Torx bit screw loose here, and so I destroyed like 2 of my sockets, and the cam sprocket's broken, and yeah, this guy's stuck in here. So a lot of progress is on hold, but I have done some research and now I've ordered the right tools, and it's time to do a little bit of an unboxing here. So I've finally become a man, and I have now got a new tool, so let me just bring that out and I'll show you all what it is. All right, get a close up right here. Whoo! Listen to that. Oh yeah. Okay, so in addition to that impact wrench, I also got this, I guess it's an oil filter removal tool, but it's just like a rubber belt, and I needed something to hold this sprocket, because otherwise the camshaft will spin freely and there's the impact's not really going to do any work. So I got this guy to hold this, and we're going to take the impact and we're going to hopefully remove this first try. So like that, like magic. It's amazing what happens when you have the right tools. So pro tip from a DIY certified YouTube mechanic is make sure you got the right shit, or else it's gonna be a horrible time like I had on Sunday doing this. So there we go. We got one cam sprocket off. Now I have to wait for the rest of my parts so I can finish removing this. But yeah, learn from me. I made the mistake, so you guys don't have to. So hopefully this helps. All right, so last time, as you'll know, when I was working on this, we had some problems. Mainly, I rounded out the head on this cap head screw, so I needed to go do some research, and I found these sockets right here, made by Ingersoll Rand, and they have like a little twist on them. They're the same shape on top, but they have this like twist here, so I'm gonna take this size here, tap it on to the screw so that it engages in here, and then try to extract it. So let's see how this works out. Okay. Okay, finally, after a lot of failure, I have made some progress. Ladies and gentlemen, we've extracted the screw. So, yeah, as you will have seen from these previous clips, like, I got really sick and tired of just getting nowhere on camera, so I went about this on my own. I had to go to Harbor Freight, pick up some of these multi-threaded extractor bits. This was like a $40 kit, has 15 different pieces. This is the one that I got, and got my drill bits out. I drilled a pilot hole in here, and then I hammered this guy in place. And you have to make sure you get a long enough pilot hole, because you can see how far this bit set into the screw. And then once I had enough of a pilot hole, I decided I didn't want to play around with the hand tool, and I just used my trusty impact drill, and yeah, just pop that thing off. So I have one more screw right here that's stripped out, and I'm gonna show you that one on video. Okay, so what I first like to do is I get a screw out that's similar. So this is the same screw as this guy, and I want to take this out and see how thick we have in here, so that when I get my pilot hole drilled in there, I'm not drilling past the threads and damaging the threads of the internal threads of the hole that we're fastened into. So I'm gonna get this bit out. Let me set up my camera a little bit. I have my bit, right, or my screw, and then I'm just gonna find one of these that kind of feels pretty good. Kind of just check the bottom end. It's not really, that one's kind of big. That was 9/64, so I'll go down to 1/8. And that will be a good match. So 1/8 of this, and then I'm gonna go over here to these bits, and I'm gonna find 1/8. So, and I think I already have the 1/8 bit over here. So, yep, 1/8 tap right here. So those will line up. Alright, so then what you're going to want to do is you take a little peening tool. I'm just using this other extractor bit I have, and you're going to tap a little starter hole right there. That'll give you a good place so you get a straight hole when you're drilling. Then you take your drill, make sure it's not on locked mode. Now, I would be a little concerned about the flakes of metal coming out here, but I'm going to have this part cleaned at the shop, so. And I'm actually going to kind of cover this a little bit, blow that off. I'm feeling pretty good about this one. And another successful extraction. Let's go. Hell yeah. Do just a little visual inspection. I didn't break out of the shank of this fastener, so everything looks good. All right, everyone, we're back. Final part of this video. Last time I was able to extract those 2 broken screws and bolts, and now I'm gonna pull this piece off and then remove the camshaft. So just get that done. This was easy. Got all that ready yesterday to pull. There's a little gasket here. So might need a new one of these. I'll have to figure out that. When we get to that point, I'll just put it up here for now. I don't really have a lot of space. Just put it back here, I guess. All right. Okay. Got one bearing out. Got a little oil on my jacket. Little end cap. Got both of those off. Camshaft. And I'm gonna wrap this camshaft up in these towels here. Nice and safe. Okay, and this guy, set it off to the side. All right, so got a little bit of oil in here still. I'll drain this in the drain pan in a little bit. So I'll just move this off the workbench. And we'll get started on this guy now. Luckily, I think I have all the tools and now the experience of doing one of them, that this should be much easier. And I'm just going to cover up this surface because there's all these metal bits on here from when I was extracting the bits. Y'all saw that. So we'll take this guy, get it on our sprocket, tighten her up, hold that there. Voila. Just had to up the torque setting to the level 3, get a little bit more going. And this guy's fully intact, so that's nice. This is the one I broke. I guess we'll pull these guys out. So 10mm and can't get that. Okay. Okay. Last one. Uh-oh. All right, this one's rounded. So get our little bit in place. Just tap it in a little bit lightly. And we got it off. Now we move on to the torque spit. All right, we'll start in the center top. I'll do this bottom one, which looks like this one's pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. So this end was exposed to all this oil and leak, so hopefully this one's not too messed up. It's looking pretty rough though. Alright, this one looks like it might be stripped, so. Alright, this one's definitely stripped. We're gonna have to do another extraction, unfortunately, but I'm gonna break the rest of this loose. So we do top middle, then we'll go top right, bottom left. Jesus. Alright, so we have 3 stuck. Alright, so I just struggled for like the last hour or 2 off camera to drill out these last 3 bolts. So here's a couple of them still on my extractor bits, so it was a hassle. I broke another one in one, so sucked, but we're here now, so let's just finish this up. And as y'all saw before, step 1, we're gonna remove this guy. I'll use my pry bar, and we'll come in right here, right here. Okay, so battery died again, but here we are. Comes right off, nice. Here's the camshaft. All right, we did it. This has got to be like the worst carb experience I've had in a long time, but we finally made it, so thanks for sticking around. Next thing I'm going to do is take these cylinder heads to the machine shop nearby and get them to resurface them. They're going to do a cleaning, a pressure test, leak down test, so we'll find out if these are good or not, and then eventually after we get them back, we're going to do the reseal. I'm going to check the camshafts and do some other stuff and just make sure we have good components that we're putting back together. Otherwise, I'll be buying more shit. So wish me luck. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hated making it. This was a struggle, but I'm very excited now that it's done. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. We got the rest of this build coming, and then I have other projects I'm working on. So stay tuned. We got cool stuff coming. See y'all.